You know those cruise ship workers who always smile and say, "Have a great day"? Well, behind that smile, some of them are plotting their escape. I'm talking about passengers who are so annoying that crew members dream about building a raft and floating back to shore. These people have seen it all, and today they're finally telling us what drives them absolutely nuts. Here are the 7 things cruise ship crews secretly wish passengers would stop doing. Warning, you might not like what you hear. Thing number 1, walking past crew like they don't exist. This happens all the time, and it's honestly pretty brutal. You've got crew members working their butts off, greeting every single person they see with a genuine smile and a friendly "good morning." And what do they get back? Complete silence, like they're talking to ghosts. These people work crazy long days. We're talking 12 to 14 hours straight, 7 days a week for months at a time. They've left everything they know back home just to make sure you have the best vacation ever. The absolute least you can do is say hi back when they greet you. But here's something cool that happens. Passengers who actually treat crew like real people often get way better service. Not because the crew are playing favorites, but because kindness is contagious. When someone's nice to you all day, you naturally want to go the extra mile for them. It's literally the easiest thing in the world. Just acknowledge they're there. Say thanks. Smile back. That's it. Takes zero effort, but completely changes their day. Now, from people acting like crew are invisible to people who clearly wish housekeeping was invisible too. Thing number 2, turning your cabin into a complete disaster. Look, nobody expects you to deep clean your room on vacation. That's what housekeeping is for, right? But some passengers take this idea and absolutely run with it. We're talking clothes everywhere, food scattered around, wet towels on literally every surface. Basically like a small explosion happened. Here's the thing most people don't know. Your room steward isn't just cleaning your room. They're responsible for about 15 to 18 cabins every single day. When most rooms are reasonably normal, they can get through each one in about 20 minutes. But when your room looks like it got hit by a hurricane, that one room can eat up their entire schedule. This creates a domino effect. When they're running late because one room was absolutely destroyed, they have to rush through everyone else's rooms. Other passengers start complaining about slow service, and your poor steward is stuck in the middle trying to catch up. You don't need to fold your sheets or scrub anything. Just don't make it look like you're living in a college dorm during finals week. Keep your stuff somewhat together, use the trash can, and maybe don't leave half-eaten pizza on the bathroom counter. And speaking of things that make crew members want to pull their hair out, let's talk about passengers who lose their minds over tiny problems. Thing number 3, having total meltdowns over small stuff. Every cruise has those passengers who go from 0 to absolutely losing it over the smallest things. The buffet ran out of bacon for 10 minutes, World War III. The pool's closed for 30 minutes for cleaning, call the FBI. Their cabin TV doesn't have their favorite channel, time to demand a full refund. Here's the reality check. The crew member you're screaming at had absolutely nothing to do with whatever went wrong. Your waiter didn't break the ice cream machine. The front desk person didn't create the bad weather. They're just trying to help fix whatever's bothering you. Cruise ships are basically floating cities with thousands of people crammed together. Stuff breaks, things run out, weather happens, schedules change. It's all part of the adventure of being at sea. And here's a secret. Passengers who stay calm and reasonable usually get their problems solved way faster than the ones throwing tantrums. The crew genuinely want to help you have an amazing time, but when you're yelling at them about things totally out of their control, it makes their job impossible. Save the drama for the theater shows, not for the poor person just trying to do their job. Now, let's move from drama queens to something way more serious, people who think safety rules are just suggestions. Thing number 4, ignoring safety rules like they're optional. This one drives crew members absolutely crazy, and honestly, it should. Safety on a cruise ship isn't just about following rules, it's about keeping everyone alive. But some passengers act like safety briefings and rules are just annoying interruptions to their vacation fun. The biggest problem? The muster drill. You know, that safety meeting at the beginning of your cruise where they show you where to go if something goes wrong. Some people show up late, talk through the whole thing, or just stand there scrolling on their phones like they're bored. But here's what you need to understand. This stuff is required by international law. The crew legally have to make sure every single person knows what to do in an emergency. When you ignore it, you're not just being rude, you're making their job way harder. And then there's all the other safety stuff. People running on wet pool decks, climbing over railings for Instagram photos, or smoking in places where they definitely shouldn't be. Fire is one of the biggest dangers on a ship, and being careless can put everyone at risk. When crew members remind you about safety rules, they're not trying to ruin your fun. They're trying to make sure you actually make it home from your vacation. From people who ignore safety to people who think they're more important than everyone else on the ship. Thing number 5. Acting like you own the entire ship. Oh boy, this one really gets crew members fired up. You know these passengers. They demand free upgrades just because, expect to cut in front of everyone else, or think the kitchen should completely remake the menu just for them. They act like they personally bought the whole ship. Newsflash, it doesn't matter if you paid for the most expensive suite or got the cheapest inside cabin. You're sharing this floating city with thousands of other people. Everything from food to entertainment is planned out to handle massive crowds. When one person demands special treatment, it doesn't just mess with the crew. It slows everything down for everyone else. Crew members actually love helping passengers have great experiences. But there's a huge difference between reasonable requests and completely ridiculous demands. And here's something funny. The passengers who are polite and patient often end up getting way better treatment anyway, just because the crew appreciate working with someone pleasant. The ship doesn't revolve around you. There are literally thousands of other people trying to have a good time, too. Being reasonable and understanding that you're part of a crowd makes everyone's trip better, including yours. Now, from entitlement to one of the most annoying habits that drives crew absolutely bonkers, towel hoarding. Thing number 6. Collecting pool towels like they're Pokemon cards. This one is so common, it's basically a cruise ship meme at this point. Some passengers grab pool towels like they're collecting rare trading cards. Gotta catch 'em all. They'll snag 5 or 6 towels, spread them across chairs at sunrise, then completely disappear until dinner time. Meanwhile, the pool deck looks like a towel graveyard with reserved chairs that nobody's actually using. Other passengers are wandering around looking for somewhere to sit, and the crew are stuck dealing with all the complaints about no available space. Pool space is already limited, especially on busy sea days when everyone's trying to relax outside. When one family claims an entire section and then vanishes, it creates this ripple effect of frustration that the crew have to manage all day long. And it's not just towels, it's the whole claiming territory thing. People block walkways for photos, crowd into elevators without letting anyone off first, or just stop dead in the middle of busy areas. When you've got thousands of people trying to move around a ship, these little things add up fast. Want to make the cruise day easier? Use what you actually need. 2 towels per person is plenty. And if you're not using your chair for more than an hour, maybe let someone else enjoy it too. Finally, let's talk about the one thing that hits crew members right where it hurts most, their paychecks. Thing number 7, removing tips without understanding what it really means. This one hits different because it's about real money that real people need to survive. A lot of cruise ship passengers don't realize that cruise ship workers rely heavily on tips. Like, it's not just extra money, it's how they actually make a living wage. For many crew members, tips make up about 60 to 70% of their total income. They send this money home to support families in countries where every dollar goes much further than it does here. When passengers remove the automatic gratuities, thinking they're sticking it to the cruise line, they're not hurting the company at all. They're hurting the person who cleaned their cabin every day or remembered exactly how they like their coffee.
The math is pretty simple. Without tips, many crew members wouldn't even make enough money to justify being away from home for months at a time. They work incredibly long hours, live in tiny shared rooms, and sacrifice time with their loved ones to make sure you have an amazing vacation. Look, we get it. Cruises aren't cheap, and it feels like you're already paying a lot. But those gratuities go directly to the people who made your trip special. If someone went above and beyond for you, consider tipping them a little extra. It makes a bigger difference than you might think. So, there you have it. 7 things cruise ship crew secretly wish passengers would stop doing, from ignoring basic politeness to hoarding towels like collectibles. These habits might seem small, but they make a huge difference for the people working behind the scenes to make your vacation amazing. The bottom line is simple. Treat crew members like the hardworking humans they are. A little respect, patience, and kindness goes a really long way. And honestly, when you treat them well, your cruise experience gets so much better too. It's a win-win for everyone.